Yo, people, what's poppin'? And welcome back to Football Yannick. My word, Liverpool are playing football. Oh, look at my mug. Football Manager here. It's green mug, Sherlock Holmes mugs. It's working on the green screen. How exciting is that? Liverpool have announced Kirkies, the left back, to join the new right back for Jeremy Frimpong. They've obviously broken the Premier League transfer record in signing Florian Wirtz. The ever-ambitious background story of Alexander Isak is percolating. Could they do that? That would be another record signing, of course. But there have been reports circulating on social media today that they are closing in on Mark Guehi, the England centre-back, once of Chelsea. Of course, went on loan. And then Crystal Palace bought him. He's a sort of regular England international, captain of Crystal Palace. And I'm just going to say that would represent an absolutely amazing signing. And we're going to talk about this because he's about to turn 25. So he's entering the sweet spot. But he's a captain. He's an amazing player. He should be, I say, like, realistically good value because he's got 12 months left on his deal. And what an amazing transfer window this must be for Liverpool fans. The Scousers must be happy. Of course, they probably knew for a while they were going to win the Premier League, and they had this idea they were going to win all these other trophies. And there was almost, in some ways, like moments of disappointment in terms of how they exited the other competitions. But, of course, they still won the Premier League. They managed to, like, do it without... They got 84 points in the end, and that was 10 points clear of second. So even they didn't have to do like an amazing points total because they were comfortable. So there was, like, of course, an amazing celebration at the... I mean, there was horrific scenes at the parade for different reasons. But, you know, Liverpool fans were able to celebrate their second Premier League title, and it kind of had this catharsis of, in a way, celebrating their first as well, because that was in the pandemic season. So, a great finish. Like a reminder, we're Premier League champions. We're now level with our big rival, Man United, in terms of league titles. You know, epic scenes. And then it was like, well, what are they going to do? You know, they need to do something in the transfer market. They extend Salah, they extend Van Dijk, and then they just go and buy everyone. So it must be party time if you're a Scouser at the moment. I'll be very interested to learn. I mean, I imagine it will just be good, but I'm hoping this reaches Liverpool fans because I want to hear what they think about it. But obviously, I hope it reaches Liverpool fans because this channel is for everyone. It really is. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting the content. You're liking and subscribing. Yeah, man. 18,273 subscribers at time of recording, which very much is road to 19,000 by proxy, 20,000 subs, which is amazing, really. So very, very grateful for all your continued support. So let's talk about... I'm going to pause, sip my coffee, and we're going to get into it. Hot coffee, baby. Yeah, man. So look... Trent Alexander-Arnold left. They even got like a few million for him because he went in the Club World Cup. So that is a nice little bit of Brucey bonus for a player leaving on a free. And of course that brought controversy. The fans, some fans, I don't want to say all of them, turning on him. Jurgen Klopp coming out saying don't turn on him, be nice. And others like as well. What's his Pep Linders going to rivals Man City as well. So there's been a lot of traitors from the Scouse side, or the perceived traitors. But yeah, Trent obviously is a massive hole to fill. I think Jeremy Frimpong, he's different, but he is a very offensive wing-back, fullback. But, you know, he claims he's a right-back, not a right wing-back, despite the role he's been playing of late. Excellent signing. I think it was quite good value as well, 30 million. And then similarly on the other side, Milios Kirkies, who's had a great sort of breakout season last campaign for Bournemouth. And possibly... I think the top two left-backs in the Premier League last season were Mark Cucurella and Kirkies. Those two were the two like outstanding performers in terms of what they were offering their teams. So they got Kirkies, 40, 45 million? Or 40 plus 5 million or something. Which, to be honest, is like, yeah, that's what you'd expect. That's what you'd expect considering like how he's demonstrated at the highest level in the Premier League, how he can operate. So immediately, like you've just replaced the two, iconic Liverpool wingbacks. Kirkies is 21, so he's super young. I'm imagining Frimpong's is very young as well. He's 24, turns 25 this winter. So he's not, he's entering his prime. So that is sorted, mate. That is completely sorted. They've retained the goals in Mohamed Salah. They've added additional, creativity in goals and sort of playmaking in Florian Wirtz. Now, that is a really interesting one, of course, a huge talking point, because a lot of people are speculating Liverpool manager Arne Slot is going to change the way he plays to accommodate a true free number 10, because obviously they play a 4-3-3, and then at the moment the player he comes in for in terms of current system upgrade is a sort of a Dominic Szoboszlai, which of course is more of a functional midfielder, isn't he? So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how Arne Slot changes that. They've still got Mamardashvili coming in, haven't they? Which is interesting. I think if Alisson's staying, Alisson has to keep playing. He's the best goalkeeper in the league. Yeah, man. And look, we can talk about Alexander Isak. If they sign him, it will be mind blowing. But I want to talk about Guehi in just a moment. But I'm sure they have the money for all these people upset and frustrated that they're making all these signings. I'm a Chelsea fan. I can't talk. We've certainly done it under 2 different ownerships in recent Premier League history. Man City have certainly spent a lot of money. Man United fans can't moan. They spend money. They've consistently spent money for a long, long time. Only really Tottenham fans who can moan. I suppose Arsenal are moving pretty slowly as well, but Arsenal do pay high transfer fees and high wages. There is significance there, and so yes, they didn't spend any money last summer transfer window, apart from Chiesa, which was not hugely significant, and they won the Premier League, which would generate a few P's as well, mate. So they can spend. Boy, howdy they have spent for all those aforementioned players, as well as, breaking the transfer record on Florian Wirtz, however you say it, who's a great player, young player as well. We'll see how that transfer fee is reflected on over the next few years, I suppose. And I want to speak about Mark Guehi, and I feel like this is the most salient point, because it's such a smart signing, not because he's an amazing defender with 12 months left on his contract, but genuinely, he's a Virgil van Dijk replacement. And Van Dijk is and it would be amazing, planning ahead, because Van Dijk's going to be starting for Liverpool next season. But he'll have they gave him a 2-year deal, so until he's 35, I think. Maybe it's a 2+1, but maybe they'll sell Van Dijk in a year's time for some money to a Saudi thing, and they'll try and retain the Premier League or win the Champions League with this amazing super team. And Mark Guehi gets rotated in, and he's the succession plan, because I don't think he's coming in and benching Van Dijk or Konate straight away. Certainly not, even though he's good enough to start for any Premier League team, Mark Guehi, in my opinion. So when going there, he'll have to understand that he's not going to play immediately. He's going to be third choice, but immediate third choice, rotation in Champions League games, rotation in Premier League games. So he'll get minutes, but he is literally 8 years younger than Virgil van Dijk. So he could be the captain, especially in the absence of, Trent going. He is currently a captain, Mark Guehi. He might captain England in the future. It's a really intelligent signing. And, that's for me, when I'm seeing that being rumoured, I'm like, well, that's the Virgil van Dijk replacement. As a rival fan, it's very, very worrying, because they're a great team and they've just bought loads of players. Of course, there'll be a degree of uncertainty. Van Dijk and Salah will be a year older, They will be a year older. They weren't really up against, and I'm not saying this as in a condescending way, but they weren't necessarily up against a vintage Premier League campaign last season. How will they respond to, hopefully for my mob, Chelsea being a bit better, even though we weren't awful last season. You'd imagine Man City and, teams like that to be better. And this Arsenal, very interesting case of Arsenal, what they're going to do. Very if I can peel myself away from the bitter rival Chelsea fan that I am, it'll be very exciting to see Florian Wirtz in the Premier League, what he can do and how the new fullback's going to do, and if they do get Mark Guehi, and if a Mamardashvili comes in and sits Alisson on the bench. God knows if they can sign Alexander Isak, how frightening that would be for the world of football. Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. Please leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, I'm very grateful for the support, for you liking the video, commenting and subscribing, and hitting the bell if you subscribe. There's daily content here, of course, man, so I do hope to see you back here. Enjoy the football if you can. Peace.